Hi everyone and welcome back to our player quick slot menu series, where last time we started work on the widgets to allow us to assign our options to our quick slots. So we set up the block out for our skill menu. Now we're going to go through and add the functionality. So when I click on the button, we can send that across and assign it to a quick slot. So let's take a look and get this going. Okay, to remind you where we got left off, I can push pause and it'll bring up my skill menu and I can turn it off. And we've got navigation here with the gamepad to navigate around the options here. So we got the first thing we want to do is, so when I click and select a button, it needs to bring up the quick slot menu. So we need to get that response in there first of all. So let's go into doing that. So let's go back to our skills UI. I'm going to go to skill menu slot. And on the skill menu slot, we got a button, and we're going to use the on-clicked event for the button. This will trigger whenever we push the A button on a controller or click on the actual thing with a mouse. When we do this, we want it to report back to the skill menu that it's been selected. So on the event dispatcher here, we're going to create an event dispatcher called onSlotSelected. But this slot selected needs to know what slot has been sent to it. So we're going to go to the variables for inputs, add new parameter, and the parameter type for this is going to be the slot itself. So skill menu slot. So W skill menu slot. And we'll name it slot. Compile it and then drag out your event dispatcher and call it here. And for the slot, all you've got to do is type in self. Okay. So that will now shout back to our skills menu that it's now received that call. But we have to take to listen to it first of all. So on the construct event, we've got all our skill menu slots. We want to get all the children of our wrap box, basically, and fill that in. So I'm going to find my wrap box, tick is variable, call it skill menu, go to the graph, drag out my box skill menu, get the children from it, and just give you an array. And we're going to use this rather than doing one by one. We can take this array here, do a for each loop, and we can now use it to bind it. Now, we can't just bind it straight away. We have to cast to it because this is the parent widget class. We can't use it as it is. So we need to cast, first of all, to our skill menu slot. Skill menu slot. And then you'll see the binding is now available to you. So bind event on slot selected. I'm going to drag that out and insert a create event node. And I'm going to create a matching event. And I call it on slot selected. This, as you can see, is outputting what slot got selected because we passed it through the event dispatcher. So that's all well and good. But we want this to now bring up our box for the quick slot menu. So I'm going to drag out my box quick slot menu. And in here, we're going to do set visibility. Like so. And we're going to change that to visible. Hit compile and save. So let's see if that works, first of all. So go back into menu, choose a slot, and there you go, it comes up. Now it's going to ask us what button we want to use, but at the moment, as you can see, I can still move underneath this black border here. My focus is still on that slot, which I don't want to be the case, because when I hit the button again, I don't want it to do the same thing. I want it to do something different this time. So when this comes up, we need to change the focus, and the focus is going to be put onto our quick slot menu. So we're going to go quick slot menu, set focus. Compile that. And all we have to do is make sure that the quick slot menu, this thing, has focusable ticked on. Okay. So when I push one of these now, you can see the focus is now gone from the button in the background, and it's now taken over the Quickslot menu. However, as you can see, if I push left or right, it's going to escape that and go into the menu, which we don't want. So we need to lock that down. So what we're going to do is go into the Quickslot menu on the menu screen here, go down to its navigation settings, and on left, right, up and down, we're going to change it from escape to stop. We don't want it to go anywhere. Once it's inside of here, we're going to lock it down. And to demonstrate that, again, we hit play, choose a slot, and you see I'm moving the stick. Well, you can't see I'm moving the stick, but I'm moving the stick and nothing's happening, okay? Which is what we want. We've locked it into that focused area, okay? Excellent. Right, so now we want to tell this slot here to know what slot we've selected. At the moment, it doesn't know that. It's here. So we want to assign it. So let's go to our Quickslot menu. Go to the graph. And over here, we need to know what slot we're assigning. Slot to be assigned. And that'll be the slot menu, skill menu, quick slot. No, hang on, what was it? Skill menu slot. That's the one. Okay. Now, when this comes through, we need to set this up. So I need to assign what slot I want it to do. So I'm going to make a function and assign slot and connect the slot to the input there. So back on my menu over here, I can take the skill menu quick slot here and just tell it to assign the slot and pass through that slot there. If I wanted to, I could also put this set keyboard focus inside the assigned slot just to tidy up a little bit. Functionally, it doesn't do anything different. It just makes it a bit tidier to do. Okay. So next we need to set up the inputs to assign it. So now it knows what slot it is. The problem we have at the moment is our skill bottom assignment we have is a chorded action, meaning it would only work if we hold down the right trigger in order for it to work for the quick slot. We don't want that to be the case. We want it just to select it. So we're going to make our own mapping context for this option. So I'm just going to make a new folder here and we'll call it skill menu. And we'll put in the one we've got in there already to menu skill. We'll drag that into there. Move here. And we'll make a new one. So go to input action, IA, skill menu, assign bottom. And that won't have the trigger for the chorded. It'll just have the pressed option. Okay, much like how this one has pressed and chorded action, just without the chorded. And you also want to make sure it's triggered when paused. So tick trigger when paused, like so. Okay, and we will do that for each one. So we're going to copy and duplicate this one over and do each side. So left, right, and then top. And then we'll make a mapping context for this. So go to input, mapping context, IMC, skill menu context. And inside this context, we'll just make those mappings. So we're going to go ahead and choose our skill menu assigned bottom. And it's just going to be the keys. So we'll just do that for each one. Okay, there's our keys. Done and done. And so we want this context to be applied whenever the quick slot menu is ready to assign a slot. So on assign slot, it's coming across here. We're going to do get player controller. And then from there, we're going to get the enhanced local player subsystem. And then we're going to do add context. And we're going to add the mapping context for our skill menu context. So hopefully what that should mean now is if I do IA assign bottom in here, this should trigger and report back. So I'm going to do print string here to say hello. And we'll go back into here, push pause, go to menu, and then I can hit the hello button. Okay. So that's all working lovely jubbly. So that will now trigger. We want that to now assign a slot. So we're going to assign it on our player character, because if you remember, the character is looking after what slot is what. So if I go down to the character, we have in here the assigned skills indicating each of the slots. So 0, 1, 2, and 3 would be those individual skills. So we have to assign it according to this. So we're going to go back to our skill quickslot menu, and on triggered here, we want to get hold of the player character's reference. So an easy way of doing that is we can do it on the assign slot still, get player character, cast to our third person character, and store a reference to it by promoting it to variable. Then on the event graph, I can get the character and get the skill assigned and set array element. And for each one of these, just indicate what index it is. So the bottom's 0, and the item we want to have is going to be the item that's assigned to the slot. And at the moment, I don't have that, so let's go back to our skill menu slot. That is this one. And this would have a variable on it for what skill is assigned to it. So skill class. We'll choose the skill base class reference. We'll make that editable and exposed on spawn, just make it useful. And then back on the quick slot menu, I can drag out this slot to be assigned, and from there I can read that variable. So skill class, and assign it to that item there. And you may want to tick size to fit, just in case you accidentally get rid of a slot in that array. And you do that for each one. So that's the bottom one. Assign left. Be exactly the same. Just with the index being 1. Okay. Assign top. Be index 2. And assign right. Be index 3. And when these happen, I need it to also remove this widget and remove the context from it. So let's close this widget. I'm going to make a function in here. Finish assigning. We'll call it finish assigning slot. And first of all, we want to get rid of the enhanced input system. So we can get the player controller again. Get the enhanced input system. And we're going to do remove context. We choose our skill menu context. We don't want it anymore. And then I want to change the visibility of my input system here. Set visibility to hidden. And then I want to alert when this thing has been chosen to hide. So what I'm going to do is going to do back on our skill menu. So on the skill menu, we have it so that when I click on a slot and do assign slot over here, we're changing the visibility of it. When I do this, I want to bind the visibility option for it. So at the end here, I'm going to do bind event, quick stop menu, border object, not that one, sorry. Oh, no, sorry, my bad. Back. We then want to tell the parent class that this has now been finished. So we're going to go to event dispatchers and do on finished assigning. Drag that out, call that, put that on here. Okay, so now let's go back to our skill menu. So when we do the skill menu, when we go to assign slot, we want to make the binding, so bind event to on finished assigning. Drag that out to a custom event. And we do on finished assigning. And that can then change the box quick slot menu to hidden again. And it's at this point you may want to do as well is unbind it whilst it's in here so you don't get it accidentally doing stuff. Anyway, it shouldn't do, but it's just good practice to just clean up after yourself. So I'm going to do unbind all events from on finish assigning. Okay. So if I go back into here, push play, and I can assign a slot to it. Oh, I forgot to do one thing. Oops, my bad. Let's go back. Then the final thing I've got to do is just go back to the quick slot menu on the event graph and call that function finish assigning slots on every one of these 4. Okay. Done and done. So now if I push play, I can open and assign slots. Now it's lost the focus, so let's put the focus back onto our skill menu. So we can assign another one. So go back to our skill menu and we want to set the focus again. So set keyboard focus. But which widget do we want to go back to? Ideally, we want to go back to the one that we previously were on. So when we do click on this, slot selected, I need to store that slot as a variable so I can remember what it is. So I'm going to promote that to a variable. And this will be current selected slot. And then when we go back to the end here on set keyboard focus, I just put that back onto it like that. And if I want, I can clear it afterwards as well, so don't get any weird issues. And we should see it now go back to the previous slot that it was on. Okay. So there you go, a very basic UI system to allow you to assign slots to your quick slot menu. Now, the only thing we haven't really done here is made it so you can see the pictures and all the icons and things like that for your skill menu. I'm going to see if you guys can figure out how to do that. It's relatively simple. We've done it before in the previous episode. So do have a think about it and see if you can do that yourself. And I've also got another challenge for you. I want you to add a bit more flash to this and make it so that when you go to assign the menu, it does a little animation or something happens, maybe a sound effect, but a little delay that happens, so a little timer that's going to happen between you assigning the button and for it to disappear. Try to think of a way you can jazz up the screen. It'd be really interesting. If you like this series and want to see more of my content early before anyone else, head over to patreon.com/Ryan Laley, where you can catch all of my content early from just $1 a month. If you want these project files, you can also find those over on the Patreon channel as well. There where you can find it if you're a gold member, available to all gold, platinum, and diamond members there. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone.